Hi there, it's the Dutch Master and welcome to this brand new speed build. So I'm very happy that I'm finally making this video because it's been way too long. Because today it's not just a regular speed build, it's an around the world speed build. And that's a series which I know very many of you like and which has been very successful on my channel ever since I've started it. But yeah, for some reason I didn't really have any inspiration anymore for the series. And it also seemed like you didn't really watch it that much anymore, and therefore I also lost inspiration and especially motivation. But I decided to actually just continue this series because I kept getting comments about the fact that people wanted me to continue this series, and also I just really got much more inspiration for countries to build houses from and other buildings from. So therefore I thought, you know, I'm just going to continue this series. And what I'm building today is a house from Marrakech, which, in case you don't know, is a city in Morocco, in Africa. And yeah, it's a total new country to the series. As you probably know, if you have watched the series previously, you know that I have built houses from very many different countries and continents already, but not from Africa yet. So this is the first African around the world speed build, which is really cool. And also because I'm personally really interested in the Marrakech architecture, because it's, yeah, if you've never looked it up, you should definitely look it up because it's a very, yeah, cool style. It's sort of a combination of modern but still like desert type. Yeah, it's very hard to explain, and you'll see throughout this video what the style is. I think in the end that it really worked out very well. I'm very proud of the way it turned out to look like, and I think it really fits the style. And I have had to decide to divide this episode, or this around the world speed build, into 2 episodes, simply because, yeah, the entire building process took so long that I wasn't actually able to finish it within like enough time to fill it up. Or yeah, it just took like 30 minutes to create it all sped up. So of course in reality it took much longer, but therefore I thought, you know, I'm just going to divide it into 2 parts. I hope you don't really mind, but maybe you even like it. And in case you're watching this on the day that the first video is coming out, so like a couple of hours after I've uploaded it, then make sure that you check out the second episode once it's online. And I'm planning on putting it online in like 2 days, so you don't really have to wait that long. But yeah, I have actually finished it already, and I can tell you that this speed build is going to be really cool. And also the interior is very interesting. But yeah, what I personally really like is just this courtyard or this patio in the middle, because that's very typical for Moroccan or especially Marrakech houses. Or at least that's the impression that I got whenever I looked anything up and whenever I saw anything related to Marrakech architecture. And yeah, for some reason I hadn't actually looked it up before, but then one day I saw an Instagram post by someone. It was Finn Harris, I believe, from Jack's Gap, which you might know. They have like, or they had like quite a big YouTube channel, and I follow him on Instagram, and I saw that he posted like a picture of Marrakech, the Marrakech airport, which looked really cool. And of course this is not the airport, but that made me look up Marrakech, and then I realized that actually like the architecture in the city itself is really cool as well. And then I also saw an Instagram post by Do You Travel, which you definitely know as well if you do actually follow Instagram a little bit, which is a dude traveling around a lot, and he went to Marrakech and he stayed in like a house like this one, which really inspired me because it just looks so cool. It's so typical for this area. You don't actually see this anywhere else in the world, which I thought, you know, this is the next around the world speed build. So yeah, here I am creating it, and I'm honestly very happy with the way it turned out to look like, because it's so typical. And again, I really enjoyed just continuing this series because I realized that there are so many more items in The Sims which I'd never used before. For instance, these tiles which you see over here. I never expected that I would ever use this, but here I am using them, and they are actually very useful for like this type of build, even though in like regular modern builds you don't really use them that much. But of course in Morocco everything is just a little bit more detailed, just more chaotic sort of. Also when it comes to patterns, they really like to combine very like busy patterns altogether, and that's what I tried to do with this one as well. And I'm very happy with the way it turned out just in the end with all the patterns, and it just looked realistic. Especially the patio is cool. That's really what I focused on. That's also where I started, like creating the patio, or is it a patio? Yeah, I believe it is. It's just an indoor garden sort of with a pool or a fountain. Yeah, it is supposed to be a pool, but to make it look better, I actually made it a fountain. But if you want to make it usable for your Sims, you should probably turn it into a pool yourself. But you can't do that because you can download this building from the gallery. Just look for Origin or Gallery ID Dutch Sims Master, and then you should be able to download it, which is pretty cool because then you can just put this into your own game, move your Sims in here, and then they can enjoy like the Moroccan Marrakech lifestyle, I guess. So as you see, I really did focus on like the middle of the house, and the rest of the house is therefore really not anything special. I want to prepare you for that because it's really like most effort, and the most beautiful part is sort of inside, and then outside I actually try to make it very realistic, and that's sort of based on what I saw on Google Maps, but also based on my impression myself. I've never been there, though I would really like to go there actually. But I noticed that, the patios, like those indoor gardens, look really good, but then the rest isn't very much anything special. You've just got very many arcos everywhere, and that's sort of the impression I had. They don't really make it look nice. And if you look in the streets, it's not like you've got very special facades like you've got with houses in Paris, for instance. There you've got very special looking houses which look really good from if you look down at them from the street. But actually, if you've got patios in the middle of a Parisian townhouse, then it's not actually that good looking. And with Marrakech townhouses, it's actually sort of the other way around. The beautiful part is inside, and from the outside it doesn't really look like anything special. In case I'm wrong, I'm sorry, but this is sort of the impression I had, and that's also what I went for with this speed build. Also because I really had to fill up the entire area, and in order to make something look good, you've got to work with different shapes, which I just couldn't because I didn't have enough space over here. But in the end, I think it really turned out to look realistic. The thumbnail at the gallery doesn't really look that good because it's so boring from the front. I still try to make it look a little bit special, but like from the sides it's just like the worst build I've ever done. But if you then look inside, then you will see, like with this patio, that it is actually like a really cool build. And yeah, let me know in the comments down below what speed build I should build next, or what house from what country I should build next in the Around the World speed build series, because that's just really what I want to know. Because of course I have done very many of them already, and I'm first want to try other countries before I sort of start to create second version sort of the houses from those countries. In case you've forgotten, or you're just new to the channel and you don't know what speed builds I've done, then make sure that you check out the playlist, which will be in the description. If I forget to put it there, you can just find it on my channel, then you can see all the Around the World speed builds. But okay, I've got to look this up because I don't actually know by heart which ones I've done, but I do know that I've done an Italian one, a one from Greece, Thailand, Cambodia, Japan. That's just by heart. Let me look up the playlist. Then furthermore, I've done one from New York, which is really cool. I can advise you that. An Hawaiian restaurant, a Dutch snack bar. I've also done an Italian restaurant, which is personally maybe my favorite from all of them. Then I've also done a Swedish house, an English house, a very typical one, which, yeah, it's so funny. Often when I upload these, people tend to say like, this is like perfect. And that's especially with the English one actually, that people say like, this is definitely not what an English house looks like. And then I'm like, I've been to England, and the place that I went to, the houses actually looked exactly like this. And then there are some people saying, well, this is just like my neighbor's house, so it's like very accurate. And there are people saying that it's like totally not accurate. So it's sort of hard to, make an opinion about that, I guess, or to make sure that I know whether it's correct or not. Then we've got the Parisian townhouse, which I spoke about previously, German house, Caribbean house, American house, very typical, but that's maybe my least favorite one. Fijian house, really cool one as well. New Zealand house, based on own experience as well. Sort of the same story with the English one. People, yeah, there are different opinions on it. But really, if I look at all these videos again, it's actually very nice to look or to see all of them again, because there are really some very good speedboats out there. So if you want to see them, make sure that you check out the link. But that's just, maybe it's like a little bit too much of a plug for myself, but just I know that if you enjoy these videos, you're just really going to enjoy the other ones as well. And I know how happy someone can be when they suggest something to look at for you, because they expect you to like it. Or at least I personally always really like it when people make suggestions of things for me to watch. But in the meantime, I've actually already started working at the front, and then here you'll see that the entrance, I've sort of continued with that Moroccan style, very detailed, some of those poofs, which are very typical in my opinion of a Moroccan style sort of, and that's why I added very many of them, hopefully not too many, but it's just so typical and really added that feel for me, that I just thought, I'm just going to add those. And then around there, you'll see that I've just added arcos and just very ugly stuff, sort of very industrial, just to sort of create a contrast and also just to make it very realistic, because this is sort of what I imagine this to be like in real life, sort of, even though I've never been there. But I'm really planning on going there sometime, because seriously, I want to stay at such a place. I believe there are very many cool Airbnbs where you can actually stay in houses, in these townhouses, with those patios in the middle, and that's like so cool. But yeah, furthermore, like I mentioned, there is an episode 2 coming up, because as you probably noticed already, this is going on for 12 minutes, and we've not even started with the interior yet. So that's the reason that I decided to split it up. And yeah, I guess you don't really mind. Some people, I personally, it's more for myself that I don't really like to upload 2-part videos, but often the viewers actually seem to like it, so that's good, I guess. But it's just very important that you leave your opinion on the series and also just leave suggestions for future builds. The plans that I've got in mind so far are maybe an Egyptian pyramid, even though I know that not every Egyptian lives in a pyramid, or at least no Egyptian actually lives in a pyramid, they're just there. But it's the Around the World speed build series, not the Around the World house build series. So that means that I can build anything from a country. It doesn't necessarily have to be a house. Just like I said, that I actually also built restaurants before. But therefore I thought it would be cool to build a pyramid. From the US, I am still planning to create a house from San Francisco, like such a townhouse. But that is like a very big project nearly, because those builds are just so big that I really need to find the time. And in case you didn't know yet, I'm doing my exams this year, which makes that this is literally like the most busy year of all the time that I've been doing YouTube over the past 5 years. And therefore it makes it very hard to plan everything and to get everything going. And maybe such a big build might not be like a very smart idea. Furthermore, what could I do? I've actually also done a build from Bali. I've not actually added that one in the playlist, but if you want to check that one out, I'll put it in the playlist by the time that you're watching this, or at least I'll try to. And then let me think. What did I want to say? Other builds. I still really have to do the Dutch farm sort of house, or at least that's what I'm planning on building. So I guess I'll do that someday as well, because of course I am Dutch, if you hadn't looked at my name yet and hadn't heard the accent there yet. But so a Dutch house is coming, and it's seriously so stupid that this series has been going on for like a year and still I haven't built a Dutch house. But I have built a Dutch snack bar, which is like a very typical simple restaurant, which turned out to be very typical in my opinion. I really liked it. But yeah, just leave your suggestions. I would like to build more African houses, but I find it very hard because South Africa doesn't really have a typical house, for instance, and furthermore, I don't really know that much about African architecture, but yeah, just let me know. Also, South America would be cool, by the way. But anyways, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed watching it. Let me know what you think of the fact that this series is returning. Don't forget that you can leave a like on the video and subscribe to my channel. And then I really hope to see you back in episode number 2. Bye bye.